A very good morning to everyone present here. I'm Dr. Nivedita Kamraj. I'm an infertility specialist and a cosmetic gynecologist. See, in my line of expertise, I've had the privilege to witness some of life's purest joys, like a childless couple finally carrying their miracle baby. Broken marriages heal by just rekindling their sexual intimacy, and teenagers finally feeling seen, heard, and safe. So I started believing that I had solutions and I could guide anyone who walked through my doors. This was any other day in my hospital, and she was just 16 years, still in her school uniform, pregnant, scared, and terrified. She was accompanied by her parents who wanted a termination of the pregnancy. Legally, I told them that it was possible. Medically, I told them it was safe. They told me, we'll come back the next day. But I knew they were not scared of the law. They were not scared of the procedure. They were scared of you and me who make up this society. They were scared of the shame, the stigma, the whispers. They were constantly thinking, what are they going to say? Are they going to judge me? I know that was what was running in their mind, and they never came back. Both parents died by committing suicide. What about their daughter, a child of just 16 years, left carrying another child, left carrying the silence that destroyed her family? A family which was built with love and togetherness. That's the day I realized that silences don't just hide stories, but they write their endings. Today I'm here not just as some doctor. I'm here as a gynecologist, as a sexologist, as a fertility specialist, and as a woman who's treated not just patients, but treated silences. Silence in sex, silence in fertility, silence in contraception, silence in masturbation. Different countries, different cultures, but the same silence. Today, my goal is simple, but urgent. If we don't talk about these silences, I'm sure a lot of you here are not comfortable talking about sex, comfortable talking about masturbation, comfortable talking about anything related to sexual health. But by unmuting these silences, by starting to talk about these things, we don't just save health. We just don't save relationships. We just don't save dignity. We save lives. Let's do an experiment. Yeah? All of y'all and me. I want a show of hands. I want you to raise your hands. Whoever likes tea, drinking tea. Can I have a show of hands? I know there are a lot of coffee lovers, but I see a good number. Okay, thank you. Now, can I have a show of hands of those of you who regularly use WhatsApp? I mean, who doesn't, right? Okay, that's a huge number. Okay, thank you. Now, can I have a show of hands of those of you who've encountered depression at some point in your lives? Very interesting. Okay, so is the statistics. See, statistics clearly says that 5 in 1 person experiences depression or anxiety at some point in our lives. Yet here today, we were comfortable talking about tea. We were comfortable talking about WhatsApp. But when it came to mental health stigma, we were slightly silenced. We were thinking, is someone looking at me? Will they judge me? And immediately we become silent. Similarly, 21 million girls worldwide get pregnant every year. And 50% of it, that is nearly half of them, are unintended, which means it's not planned. It's not something which they intend to do. These are not just numbers. These are conversations that we never had. Like teenage girls who never know how their body works. I still have girls coming to my OP asking which is the vulva, which is the vagina. They do not know. Like couples who never discuss their intimacy. They don't talk about it. They might have sex, but they will not talk about intimacy. Like men who hide their fertility because masculinity is tied to virility somehow. You know, when I started talking about sexual health on social media, I actually braced myself for backlash. I was thinking, okay, now everyone's going to come back at me. But shockingly and surprisingly, my inbox overflowed. It overflowed with messages of relief, messages of gratitude. It was as if finally someone is talking about things people were afraid to ask. You know, that is when I understood. The silence might be deafening, but the hunger for the truth is louder. People want to know. People want to know who to ask, where to go, how to sort this out. But due to the shame and stigma, they remain muted and silent. You know, there's a saying, ignorance is the greatest danger, not knowing about something. But it's not true. Silence is the greatest danger today. Because silence is the soil in which shame grows, stigma spreads, misinformation thrives. If you don't name vaginismus, which I know is a condition that many of you here will not even know. Do a lot of you know about vaginismus? No. But it is a clinical condition. If you don't name it, women will blame themselves. If you hide erectile dysfunction, men will blame it on their masculinity. If you don't talk about intimacy in your marriage will crumble under the pressure of what was not being said. If you don't ask, you will not learn. If you don't learn, you will pay. You will pay with your body, you will pay with your relationship, you will pay with your health. Sometimes you might pay with your lives. Let me ask you all, think about one conversation, all of you, just one conversation that you never had. Why? Because you thought it was awkward. One conversation maybe you did not have with your partner, or maybe you did not have with your child, or it can be a conversation you never had with your student. Why? Because you thought it was inappropriate, or you thought it was, why it's awkward, or you thought it was private. Just think of one conversation. Now, imagine you unmute yourself. You start talking. You decide to talk. Imagine the clarity. Imagine the safety. Imagine the relief you would offer someone who's patiently waiting for you to ask. Because there are partners who want to talk about their intimacy. There are students who have a lot of doubts about their menstrual health, about their, sexual health. There are children who should be educated. But if you remain silent, then they will never ask. You know what is the greatest irony? As humans, when we come into this world, the first thing we do is cry. We make a sound. But how quickly this world learns to, silence us, how quickly. Our voices are not meant to be muted. Our voices today are meant to move across generations. Our voices are meant to move across borders. Our voices are meant to move across hearts. Remember today, if your voice is even able to save one life, then your voice is louder than centuries of silences. And I always think, courage is never about being the loudest. It is about speaking the truth even when your voice shakes.